till the day I die. Hey, swing those hips around. Can't stop, roll back down. My ladies, short, tall, thin or wide, always down and ready to ride. One by 1 billion by
Hey everybody, I'm Tim and welcome to Cigars Daily Live, coming to you from sunny Phoenix, Arizona, kicking off a brand new night of a brand new season of your life. You're here late or early. I haven't decided. I can't figure it out. I don't know. If you're here, you made it. And for that, I'm excited. But really what's happening is you've all changed your time zones or your clocks. I don't know
Not
how
me.
daylight savings works. You all moved your time. We didn't move. It's 6 o'clock in Phoenix right now. It's always 6 o'clock in Phoenix when the show goes off, but we don't do daylight savings time here. And so if you're watching this and it's an hour later, I don't know how that works. They say spring forward, but everyone said it's an hour later. Anyway, my name is Tim. I'm the host of this show. And all of you watching at home, you're the co-host. Your comments and questions will drive this episode. And I'm so glad you joined us for this one, because tonight we're talking about one of very few things that is more exciting for the aficionado in some cases than the actual premium blends themselves. Tonight, we're taking a look at collectables. This is our exclusive first inside look at our jaw-dropping spring collectible collection, everybody.
Yeah.
It's going to be a majestic time as we look inside some of what's coming to the cigar world and this industry. I have a lot to show you. We have a ton to do, but drop your cigar comments and questions. And of course, first of all, we are very excited to have the studio audience tonight. What's happening? Appreciate the studio audience for being here, and sitting behind the camera, helping me keep this show on the road is Billy, the cock of the ball.
Had to go over the hat tonight. Was not
You
prepared.
look so hip with the beanie above your ears.
You do look super
Is that how
hip.
the kids are wearing
That's how
it these days?
that's how you know how much money somebody makes. If they have a beanie all the way like down, they're a construction worker. But the more and more it's rolled up and the higher it is, the higher position they are.
you
in
don't.
life.
You have enough money to keep you warm. You don't
Exactly.
need. Got
you
it.
just burn $100 bills when you're
Got
cold.
it.
Especially since you're a CEO, right? Like
Right.
To me,
Exactly.
you
Now I
look
know.
like the guy that
Exactly.
went to the rave and took ecstasy and then forgot, and like went to work afterwards. He's like, "What's happening, guys?"
What's happening?
Sitting next to him is El Rey del Terrence. All right.
I don't know what that was. I'm scared of banjos, but thank you, Tim.
Why are you scared? You're like, I don't want to squeal like a pig.
I know my mouth pretty, and I don't want to be in no. I don't go kayaking. I don't go to no woods, no sun. I don't do none of
It's
that.
actually the number one reason we hired Terrence. Does have a pretty mouth. Hey, I want to dive into all of your cigar comments and questions. Drop them down below. Billy's got some, and he pre-prepared me. He prepped me for this. So, Billy, what are we?
Do you want me to prep the audience, or are you just going to go into it?
I just dribbled on my giblets. No, go right into it. Let's do it.
All right,
He
ready?
told me to get my whining voice ready for some whining up front. Listen, we don't start every show off with whining, but daylight savings is almost always an exception, and it only happens twice a year, as far as I can tell. Okay, let's do it.
Ready?
This one's from Scott Wool. FYI, no daylight savings in Arizona, so the show does not start for 90 minutes. I don't know if that's how he actually typed it. I think he was. That sounds to me like he was trying to be helpful. So I'm gonna make fun of you regardless. Whiskey Gin is like, I don't like this time change. Now I have to wait 2 hours.
Which makes sense because depending on where you're at, you might get off at 5 and our show starts at 6 or whatever that is. So like they're like, oh, now I got to wait 2 hours instead of my 1 hour. So that kind of makes sense.
Oh, okay. Scott, well, I'm the judge. Thank you, Scott. I appreciate it. Guilty as charged. Okay, keep it going. Jim Smith says, crap, they don't have daylight savings there. Oh, they don't care about the farmers. Daylight savings has something to do with farmers, was my understanding. And just to be clear, our farmers in Arizona don't seem to complain.
They really don't.
All right, give me one more. I'm going to make fun of one more person. We're willing to lose up to one more viewer on this show.
Now I'm going to kind of switch some gears
We'll
here.
switcheroo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now you're going to make fun of yourself.
All right.
Ah.
Kevin Krug says, what happened? What happened to episodes 364, 365, and 367? Tim Math strikes again.
Whoa, he dropped the HQ term on you.
Did I mess up the numbers?
We're on 367 tonight.
Last week was 366. Did I miss 364 and 365? I think I did. It was supposed to be 363, and I just made it 366. I can tell you this. There's at least one more of those. So anytime you see a Cigars Daily Live episode, and listen, I have no apologies for this. I'm not sorry. I want to be clear about that. We've done 360-ish episodes, okay?
That's fair.
And I will say it like we've done exactly 367, but you all can know that Tim Math, it plagues us all.
He just wants to be closer to show 369.
Oh, that's
We're going to do about 12 shows at
2
369.
weeks. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Is that in 2 weeks from now? What are we going to do for that?
Yeah, technically.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You know
Well,
what's better
listen,
than
we'll come back to it.
269?
Drop your cigar comments and questions down below. John Burt says, oops, I picked the wrong one, but I'm going to read it anyway. Perkins Mark says, evening all, fired up an LFD airbender that I got in a sampler about a year ago. Never heard of it, but so far so good. What are y'all smoking? Okay. In the studio, here's the deal. I'm going to take you guys through a very precious part of the cigar world. It's some of the collectibles, the things after which aficionados yearn most wholly from their loins. So when it came to the cigars we picked for the show, I told the whole crew, I said, whatever you want. If you got them, smoke them, right? So everybody got to just go around and pick. There wasn't a predetermined set of like, normally it's like, hey, it's something, from this brand X or something like that. So everybody really got to just go in and say, what is it going to be? So behind the camera, fellows, what do you have? And then I got to tell everybody why Ryan's not here tonight. I didn't even introduce the guy. He's off getting circumcised. And here we are.
Damn.
We haven't even talked about it.
Oh, my God.
He's probably like, can you just let everybody know? I just have a small procedure. Just if you could.
Just a
Sure,
slight,
what,
yeah,
circumcision?
you got it.
slight
Absolutely.
incision. Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Mahayam.
Schmirkimized. Yeah.
Whatever you say after that, I guess.
Cut his penis. All right. What are you guys smoking back there?
Billy.
Last week I was
That's
getting
what
over.
circumcision is, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure I read about it on the internet.
Last week I was getting over a little bit of a cold, so I'm feeling a little feisty tonight. So I'll try and watch it, but it's been a week since I've been able to express myself.
Okay.
So, but I'm smoking, and I always mispronounce it, the El Pupo. El Pulpo. Pulpo. I try and say it all fun like you.
Nobody who watches this program is ever going to be able to light up an El Pulpo again without saying El Poop Hole. You sound like somebody who doesn't speak English trying to speak English. Like you sound like it sounds like like if you're from Asia or Ukraine or something trying to say it. El Poop Hole. Oh gosh. I was not aware. First of all, Terrence helped Billy find that for I was not aware it was that like that.
What?
That your pronunciation of that name.
Well, you always say it all fun, and I try and say it fun.
I
said it
super
fun.
enunciate El Pulpo.
Yeah.
El Pulpo.
And when I
fun to
say El, it is fun to say, and I want to say it fun too. But when I say it, it
Billy
comes
goes,
out El.
All right, Billy, Rapitan, okay?
El
Pool,
Pool
like pool. I don't do this, but pool. Po.
Bo.
El
Okay.
Pulpo. All right. El Pulpo means the octopus in Spanish. El Pulpo is something different. All right. That's great. I'm sure that the guys from Artisana del Tobacco are going. Somebody's going to text them this episode.
They're
with
in their
timestamp,
complaining voice right now.
and I'm going to get a phone call tomorrow. But now the good news is I know what to call the daily edition from Artisana del Tobacco.
Oh my gosh.
El Pulpo. All right. Terrence, for the love of God. Let's see what's happening here. Yeah, Rooster says I'd smoke one. That's so gross, dude. That's not okay at all.
I'm gonna talk about my Cinco.
All right, hold on a sec. I'm gonna grab some. Wait a second. James E says La Bufadora. Hold on, I have to Google that now.
That's probably the buffalo.
La Bufadora. What does that translate to? La Bufadora is a natural marine geyser at the tourist attraction located in Punta Benda. Different type of poop hole. All right. Let's see. What else do we got going on in the comments? This needs to go to the after show, Corey B. We are late to the after show. We're only 10 minutes into the episode. Terrence, tell us what you've got tonight.
Yes.
Go for it.
All right. Finally cleared up my face.
Woo.
Zingotita, Maduro/Noon. I love these things, man.
Give everyone a reminder of what Zingotitas is about.
So,
And by the way, you have to stay for the after party to learn what Terrence calls Zingotitas.
it's not even my fault. You the one who put me on game to that.
Uh-huh.
But yes, so this project was all about like some lost cigars that this manufacturer was able to just find and locate. And so, what is it? 8 years now?
Yeah, they're like 8-year age cigars.
Like, I don't know if I could.
And
show
yeah,
you guys
the
enough,
cellophane on them is super aged. You know,
oh, fantastic.
the Zingotitas are like 8-year-old cigars,
Mhm.
still in the cellophane, and they literally made one little tweak to the name to make the things work because there was some sort of trade infringement on it. But again, for like the cost of a little more than a gallon of gas, maybe. If you live in California, it's less than the cost of a gallon of gas. I mean, 8-year age cigars, it's something that takes 8 years to do if you do it all on your own, but Zingotitas have got that, at least for now. There are a limited number of those, but those are pretty exciting. You guys can learn more about these cigars, by the way, on the community on Cigars Daily Plus. I've got Monte Cristo's 1935 anniversary, a top 25 cigar, not just this year, but like the number 2 size was number 2 on Cigar Aficionados list back in, I think, 2017 or something like that.
I think it was more recent, but yeah.
Was it more recent? It just really rich Nicaraguan cigar.
Mhm.
And I believe, I want to say this is produced by the Plasencias.
I know it's blended by AJ, but I think it has.
Oh, then
some-
it's produced by AJ.
But then also, there's a couple Monte Cristos out there that use Plasencia tobacco, so it's all of. I have to do a little bit more.
I'm
digging
pretty
on
sure that like 20 to 30% of the cigars in Nicaragua use Plasencia leaf in them.
That's
They
true.
make a ridiculous, or AJ leaf. I would put up half of cigars in Nicaragua have got tobacco in them from either AJ Fernandez or Plasencia. Those are the two titans of industry in the cigar world there. Of course, stick around for this show and join us later on for the after party where we'll go back to whatever Billy calls El Pulpo and continue taking your cigar comments and questions. Aaron Short said, how are Billy's kids half Hispanic and Billy still has that poor accent?
Because I'm not the Hispanic side.
Well, like
I get it. I get it.
your wife's not that Hispanic either.
I mean,
I think there's a more than decent chance that I speak now as much Spanish as she does.
yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
she's not. She doesn't do that. All right, let's keep cruising. Listen, we've got a lot to talk about tonight, but when we go to the after party, which this show is currently running on Rumble and on the community on Cigars Daily Plus, we're going to do the after party bit there. You can go there to learn about the cigars that we talked about here, but also you can learn about the upcoming big in-person event for the Cigars Daily Nation, and that is Daily Con. Coming up this month, March 29th, there's going to be amazing food, incredible people, and Eric Espinosa is going to be coming out to hang with us. Eric Espinosa here at the HQ with the Epic Food. We're going to have axe throwing at the event, among other things. And it's going to be the first chance to get your eyes on and take a look at a project I've been working on, which is the Espinosa Murcielago Echo Hail, a Murcielago blend with a dark Sumatra wrapper I've been working on with Eric since sometime late last year. Just last week, I teased the picture of the band, the secondary band, which is going to be a secondary band, not a foot band. So they sent me this picture. These pictures usually come from somebody's cell phone camera that's got a nice, big, thick fingerprint on the lens, so it looks a little bit fuzzy. And this was just there. Where do you want the secondary band? Of course, we put it right below the regular band. There you go. More to come on that project. Lots of good stuff coming up. Billy, what are people talking about in the comments there, man?
We got all the questions.
All right, we read this one off. We're
going to do a new one, and we're going to go to a new segment with this. This is going to be a transition. You ready?
I love that.
Okay.
This is from Little Spence 49. Single torch soft flame lighter is sick.
Oh yeah. On this segment called Things I Talk About But Don't Actually Have Any Of.
No, you have it.
No, I have one.
Right.
I have one.
You have one.
That's exactly how many I have.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to have more than one because everybody who watches this show knows that I collect things in the thousands. All right, listen, here's the deal. We set something up special tonight because I'm going to show you guys inside some collectibles. Billy, that was an excellent segue, by the way.
Thank you.
That was well chosen.
You know, I was trying.
I respect it and I appreciate it, and I don't want to insult it at all.
Okay.
I'm going to have to.
You kind of insulted me.
I'm going to have to come back to it in just a second because here's my problem. I wanted to show you guys some of these collectibles tonight, and certainly this torch lighter is one of them. These are nationally back ordered, and they're made in a factory in China. So getting a hold of these is some trouble for me right now. But I'm going to be showing you guys some of my favorite collectibles that have come out, that have been out, and some collectibles that I've been working on creating. Because if you guys know anything about me, you know that I love collecting stuff. It's one of cigar lovers' favorite things.
Yeah.
We like cigars. We like our cigar cutters and our lighters and our ashtrays and all the accoutrement that comes with a cigar. But there's also a bunch of stuff that doesn't really do anything, and we need that stuff.
The swag, baby.
The swag, baby. Now, I'm going to show you guys, because Ryan is getting a second circumcision tonight. The first one didn't fully.
It was a ripoff. You can call it that.
Dang, bro. That was cold.
That was better than the joke I had. And
and you know what? Still YouTube appropriate. I like it. It was a ripoff. Thank you. Okay. So we set up Ryan's camera as this camera right here. Okay. Can we show? There it is right there.
My father.
So you can see it. I can say hi to you guys. I can show you guys this stuff up close, but this box is in the way. And this is what I was going to ask you guys about. I'm going to ask you to leave a comment right now.
Oh, God.
So in the humidor is this box of my father, Flor de las Antilles 10th anniversary. Now, if you guys don't know, the 10th anniversary for Flor de las Antilles was some time ago. I think it was 2022. So 3 years ago. And this box has just been sitting in the humidor for all of that time, just nicely collecting dust. It's really quite dirty and aging, doing some really nice aging. And Terrence came to me and said, "Hey, Tim, can I have a couple of your Flor de las Antilles 10th anniversaries?" And I said, "What now?" I didn't even know they were in there. Like,
so this was a mistake. You weren't intentionally aging these.
I wasn't intentionally aging. I mean,
got.
I do have a shelf where I set things that are just like special to me, and I want to keep them because someday I'm going to come back and be like, oh, like when you go into your, like you clean out your closet or your glove box in your car and you're like, oh my gosh, the thing that I meant I was looking for forever. It's like that in the humidor for me. So Terrence, I said, what are you talking about? And he brought these in. This box has now exactly 2 cigars left in it. So my question is, what do you guys think? I think the original like regular deal on this was these 2 cigars together, the value of them is about 1 tank of gas for a Honda Civic. Something like that.
Not necessarily.
How much does it cost to fill up a Honda Civic?
Let's say about, if the dollar menu still exists.
Oh my gosh. $20 menu items per cigar. Okay. And so what would be a reasonable thing to require Terrence to do?
Oh gosh, we're gonna ask the comments to do this.
That's why, yeah. And Terrence said, "There's 2 in here. Can I have them?" And I said, "Why don't you just go put them in the studio? We got the show later tonight. Just go set them on my table in the studio." That's what I want to know from you guys at home. What would be a fair price of admission for these 2 very, very aged cigars at this point? And I mean, I better just make sure there's no Pluma. Oh, this one's already. Terrence, this one's already fully slippy dude. Man, they're beautiful, Terrence.
I know. I know.
Wow. Wow. All right, Billy. What are people saying in the comments?
All right.
I'm nervous. What
Solo's
are y'all
not
saying?
very
Easy
yellow.
peasy says rock, paper, scissors.
I
Tim.
always choose rock.
Rock, paper, scissors against me.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
We
As
also
Terrence says, I always choose rock. What the hell? What the hell kind of strategy
he's getting
is
in your
that?
head.
I only choose rock, baby. That's
We
all
also
right.
got one from Chris Krim, throat goat things.
Ooh,
What you talk about, Willis?
El Poop Hole.
Tim, I'll give you one El Poopo.
No, I'm 100% good on El Poop Hole. All right, what else?
Curtis Pelton says wash your car and clean it inside. Nice
Well,
detail of the
We
truck.
all know. I think most of us here know what the condition of my car is.
Immaculate.
It's immaculate. Like it
Yes.
would be. That would be going light because cleaning my car would be a difficult thing to do unless it's just rained or my dog is thrown up in it, which has happened. What else? Yeah, I saw that
Oh,
one.
there we
Thank you,
go.
Dan. Roger Baylor says feat of strength for the throat goat.
What does that even mean?
You got to do feats of strength. You got to
Feats of
like
strength.
do like
I don't know.
Muscle
It's
things.
whatever we're gonna use to describe it. Is too
I
gross
could
for-
try to do muscle things.
Dan
but-
Elting says Terrence needs to wet box the chimney hole.
Tell me when. Tell me when.
All right, Dunk Tank from Kevin Gruhl.
that'd be fun.
I just told y'all I don't know how to swim. Y'all are evil. Y'all are evil.
Yeah, I think you could stand up in the dunk tank, Terrence.
Oh.
Quadi Farm says Quad L Farm. I thought it was Quadi. I'm pretty sure this is a guy's like sitting in front of his computer, is like, what the hell are you talking about? Quad Farm.
Quadra farm.
Give them to him since you haven't taken him to a cigar trade show.
I'm gonna go against that because he has sent me to a show.
Okay.
We
I haven't put
talked
the
about
video
this
out yet.
quite
That's really on
yes,
me.
that's very true. But
All right, listen, Crip walk the table from John Bird.
so
let's stop-
John,
let's stop the
John,
recommendation.
I'm
We're
gonna
gonna
just
stop
let
the
you know this
recommendation
right
right
now. I don't. This is a picnic table. It ain't holding me up, and I'm a small
Not
guy.
when you get cripping. I mean, you get after.
Listen, there's only one person in the comments I can see who's even come remotely close to a good idea, and that's says foot rub.
Oh no! No! I hate that. I hate that. I hate it. I hated it so much.
Okay. Well, we're gonna do rock paper scissors right now. Best of 3.
Do you want me to
Takes
come
the
over there
pot.
on your camera?
No. Can we do both? We can do both.
Oh, we can do.
No, we
second
can't do
cam.
both. There's no
No.
way to do both, right? That's impossible.
No, he would have to be in my seat because you could put me on.
Here, you can do this. We have to mute this though.
Just go over my.
And then I
Now,
can.
Terrence, put yourself.
No,
on.
he can put like you can add me
There
like
we
my
go.
comment mod
There we
because
go.
I got the camera right here.
Everyone's gonna tell us if we're
There, yeah.
if we're
if we're
echoing and
double-
reverbing.
do a
Reverb.
duck race. Okay. We're not, it doesn't sound like anyone's saying we have double audio right now. All right. All right. So it's 1, 2, 3, shoot. And that's when you throw them. Okay.
All right, I'm gonna shoot.
1, 2. You're not doing it, Terrence.
There's
There's
a lot-
not a delay. There's
Oh,
not a
I'm
delay.
looking
We're
at the
sitting in
screen.
the same room as each
Oh,
other
okay,
right
okay,
now.
Okay, for sure.
All right. 1, 2, 3, shoot. You said you pick rock every time and then you picked rock, Terrence.
I've never not picked rock since I was 12.
1, 2, 3, shoot. All right, I just beat you twice,
Yes.
100% predictably.
Yes.
Can I play into this?
I don't know. No, I'm not letting anybody else win.
All right.
All right, listen. I'm going to give my 2 of these to one to Terrence and one to Billy. That's what I'm going to do
Oh.
right now.
Tim, I love you so much. Oh, Tim, I love you. You were the best. You know, for this, I'll put this back in the
That's
site.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. Thank you, Tim.
All right, excellent. I'm glad that
Terrence,
we're
what
all.
are the tasting notes on this?
Oh, I haven't had one in years.
I have no idea. All right, sportsmanship. Well done from the gamer guy. Hooray.
Also, I'm not a liar.
That's true.
All right, Terrence, I need you to read this one.
Yeah, you put the
because-
camera on you guys.
That makes me nervous.
Oh,
already.
it makes me nervous too. But ready?
Put it up. Terrence needed a dad to teach him how to rock, paper, scissors.
He only learned the rock part. All right, I'm taking that down. Row. Row. All right. We are still on the internet. Okay.
Isn't your dad your roommate?
No.
Oh.
No, not anymore.
He not for like the last month. Like a month ago, you moved out, right?
Yes.
Okay. Wow. Let's keep cruising. All right, guys. Around the studio, we are talking about big collectibles. Now, here's the deal. Now that we did that, now that we got that out of the way, here's what I officially want to do. I want to take you guys inside some of the collectibles, and just for fun, we're going to show you guys. I just want to make sure this is showing. So I'm going to show you guys my knife that says I identify as a butter knife.
Nice OTF action. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
This, by the way, was my idea. I was at a knife place. They're like, we can custom make a knife for you. It was at like a motorcycle, like a bike week thing. And I said, it should say I identify as a butter. And the fact that you don't have 50 knives here that say that tells me that you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
So they made me one. I said, make 50 of those. You're welcome.
And
You're welcome.
put an extra charge on that.
Yeah. Okay. Now, keep dropping your cigar comments and questions down below. We're going to come straight back to them, especially if you have comments and questions about. Billy is going to be circumnavigating the comments to find the best ones about the items here on the table, because there's a lot to go through. But yeah, it's fuzzy when you do it that way.
It's so weird. It was not fuzzy during
Just
the test.
switch to it when I hold something forward, I guess. Terrence.
Yes, sir. I can do that.
So the idea of cigar collectibles really comes in. It started with things that were like useful or able to be utilized. Like an example here would be Quality made this for me. This is the Cigars Daily Travel Humidor. Inside, they made this nice foam cutout for me, and it's got my, Cigars Daily thing on it. This is like, I can travel around with 5 cigars.
Can you travel around with 5 cigars and a nice little foam thing up on top?
No, the
Not
foam thing
really.
on the lid actually helps out, but the one that's in the middle, you take that out.
Useful stuff was sort of the first of the collectibles, and everybody wanted these kind of collectibles. Hell, just like we talked about before, this new dual flame torch lighter, which uses a torch flame and then boom, turns into a soft flame. These things are amazing. So it's all stuff that's able to be utilized. Probably the most skilled at creating this kind of swag has been Drew Estate, without a doubt.
Yeah.
And for a long time, the biggest collectors in the cigar world were always looking for the Drew Estate stuff. It's the Drew Estate ashtray. It's the Drew Estate whatever. I mean, they made so many different things. Hell, all the way down to Drew Estate pedestal cigar rests, right? It's got a cigar rest built into the top. They brand them for their different cigars. And Drew Estate made stuff that everybody was like, got to have those. And there are people who will literally go and try to collect every single one of these that's made, which means somewhere there's a list of all the different ones of these that there are. Now, at this point, we have evolved beyond that. We've got stuff like the Dunbarton Saka Squatch and stuff like that. In fact, let's dive into a segment we do every week on this show called the Cigars Daily Nation Pick of the Week. Let's look in on some of the collectibles of the cigar world out there. And Terrence, we're going to start off with POTW 2. We'll do 213.
Boom. Got it.
Look at it. This one right here is from, I can't see it because it says my
John K.
Thank you.
John K. And it says, fired up Grace O'Malley Pirate Queen, which is not anything I had ever heard of, but then pulled this one for you guys because there's a cigar rest that makes the cigar look like a cannon.
That's literally the only cigar rest I want. I don't know what I have to do to get one of those, but I want that now.
I'm not going to say that I look at Grace O'Malley Pirate Queen cigars and suddenly think to myself, wow, there's a heritage cigar brand that's been around for 50 years. No, I don't. But ultimately, I'm on Billy's side.
There's an echo on your mic.
I do want to have that. Okay, I'll fix that right now.
There you go. Echo fixed. All right. Echo should be all gone now. I don't know how we got that.
Do you want me to remove you from stage?
Yeah. There we go. That's got to do it. That's what's got the echo out of there. Okay, good. I'm glad that we got that fixed.
There we go.
It's too much echo hail. Oh, that whole episode is going to be nothing but echo. Good now. Thumbs up. Better. Good. Okay. So more cigar collectibles. We launched into this earlier this year with a first collectible item. And that was, I made myself these little thingies Take a look right here. You can see the American Viking Axe cigar nubber, and
The
one of
Nubber
these
of
got picked
Destiny.
up. We got what's that?
The Nubber of Destiny.
The Nubber of Destiny is what I called it, which was a dumb idea, but I stuck with it. I actually married it, and that's what it is now. It's the Nubber of Destiny, and that was actually picked up as well. Take a look here. We stick with the pick of the week. This one's from Aaron C. Says new additions to the toolbox. Now we're still dancing dangerously close to things that have value, like things that are actually have utility to them. And that's where we start to get outside of what the cigar world has done. And like my buddy Abe over at Smoke Inn, used the axe today. Loved it. Thank you. Has taken off. Steve Saka made the Saka Squatch statue. Then Abe Abdullah upped the ante with the King Squatch. If you haven't seen this, Rich Chateau, when are the Viking Squatch ripoff coming?
I told you.
Thank you. What did you tell me?
I said as we should have our own like Viking Sasquatch where it has like somebody thrown over his shoulder or something like that, and in his hand he has an axe or something. Never mind. Somebody
No,
stole the idea.
you're 100% right. Well, the Saka Squatch, the King Squatch is what Abe Abdullah did, and
Yes.
this thing was one of the like super coveted, along with the Saka Squatch itself, the actual Saka Squatch statue in the
Who's
King
the
Squatch.
King Squatch for?
The King Squatch is like Abe Abdullah. He made that for his collectors, and it was just a big, huge win. And the guy's a genius, and so that's all there is to be said about that. So I did come up with an American Viking statue, and I wanted to give you guys the official on air, not the after party presentation of this, but coming a little later this year is going to be the American Viking statue.
Oh,
Okay,
that's so beautiful.
right here, fully painted in full color. My screen's getting a little choppy here, so I want to make sure that I show this to people. It is the actual embodiment of the American Viking logo with the axes and the sword. On one side, the show's logo here. On the other side, American Viking. And these are in production now. I literally just approved the packaging on them the other day. So this is going to be on its way. I'm told next month. But once again, we don't know what tariffs are going to look like. So who knows what's going to happen there. And I want to take some comments, and then I'm going to keep breaking you guys into some collectibles here. Billy, will you read the next one?
Look sharp. It's actually not sharp, Ed.
Well, it's a play on words.
I know.
Hey-o.
But they do look sharp. Like when you look at it, it's not going to cut you.
What's the next comment looking like there?
Oh, here you go.
Can you bring the lighter on a plane? So I wouldn't bring the lighter on a plane, just because in order to get the soft flame, you have to bring out the torch flame. I don't know. Let's see how it depends on the TSA agent, like all other lighters.
But they're all
like,
tired. They won't pay attention.
If you just do that, maybe.
So you're allowed to bring soft flame onto a plane. You can't bring hard flame.
Technically, yes, you're allowed to bring a soft flame, but it depends. Like again, it depends on the TSA agent. Like if they've had a bad day, particularly bad day, the hemorrhoids are running that strong because that chair that they sit in is not that comfortable. At the end of the day, then they might take it from you. You don't know. Anyway, get some more comments there, Bella. This one's from the Gamer Guy. Says, question: what is your favorite Lonsdale cigar? Getting into thinner or cigars? Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Gamer Guy. I don't know why that's your voice. I did work at GameStop for like 4 years, so I've met a lot of guys who talk like this. Okay. Let's see. My favorite Lonsdale is probably the Rose of Sharon.
Knew you were gonna say that.
Desert Rose Lonsdale. It's a limited production cigar. They only do like a single run per year, so it's a stupid.
Now, do you actually smoke Lonsdale on the regular?
No, he doesn't.
Not really. And you know, that was one thing I talked with Willie Herrera about at one point. He said he was blending in the Lonsdale size, which is weird because he doesn't do a ton of Lonsdale's like production sizes for all of his cigars. Really, most blenders are using the Toro, I think, like a 6 or 6 by 50 or 6 by 52 Toro. But as far as the Lonsdale goes, that's my one. All right, I want to keep going on collectibles here, Billy. So do you have any other comments here before I dive into that?
I do.
Will you take and read one for me, please?
This one's from Jerry Bell. Why is Billy wearing a t-shirt and Terrence wearing 2 coats? Because Terrence,
because one of them did daylight savings and the other one didn't.
I don't know if I've ever seen Terrence not in a coat.
Yeah, you have.
I don't know. Or at least a sweater.
Yeah, you have. It gets 120 degrees.
Does Terrence not wear coats and sweaters during summertime?
Terrence wears a coat all the time.
Oh my gosh.
Every
Thank
day.
you.
It'll be 117,000 degrees outside.
I've never seen Terrence in a t-shirt.
Terrence will come. Yeah, I've seen Terrence in a t-shirt.
Everybody see me in a t-shirt. Terrence Riley. You hear this? You hear this, Terrence Riley?
I know.
Always wear jackets and coats.
This has nothing to do with the episode, so I want to keep it going.
Always wear the
Take
jacket.
another comment there, Billy, and then I'm going to dive back in the collectibles.
Oh, here we go.
Spider Troy. Hey, Tim, are you an official cigar sommelier? And how hard was the test? No, I'm not officially a cigar sommelier. You know, there is now, for people getting into the cigar world, there are these like things popping up that you can do. The cigar sommelier is one of them. There's another one called Cigar University. I don't know how hard you want to geek out and like how much of a virgin you are. But like these things are, first of all, a great way to grow a knowledge base about cigars. I will say that. The cigar sommelier thing, probably very good. I haven't done it before. I've thought about doing it. The Cigar University thing, I talked to a buddy who did it. He said there was a lot of good information there, but it was a little like pinkies up. Like if you want to be too official about cigars, might be a good thing to do. I think probably a lot of people know a fair amount about cigars who have just watched Cigars Daily videos. They've learned a good amount about the leaf and the growing regions and everything like that. But no, I'm not a cigar sommelier. All right. Are there cigar collectibles comments, Billy, or should I just cruise through this and go back to the comments?
There's not a lot of cigar. No.
All right, good. I'm going to take you guys into a couple of other quick things, and then we're going to dive right back into your comments. Drop your cigar comments and questions down below. But this has become one of my big passions because I found myself coveting after so much cigar stuff that in addition to creating, and Terrence, you can throw that up there. In addition to creating the American Viking statue and now also the American Viking double blade cigar cutter from Zycar, that's the one-sided that also features both the American Viking and Cigars Daily logo on it. I have begun working with Steve Saka to produce a full set of Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust challenge coins. So these are going to be something that you're going to hear about a little bit more in the coming weeks and months. But I've done every single one of these coins. One side here has got Steve Saka's signature imprinted at the bottom of it, along with the words tripa, capa, and capote. And that means wrapper, binder, and filler. These can be found. He wrote, every time he talks about it, he talks about wrapper, binder, filler, and tripa, capa, and capote. So one side features the tobacco leaves behind the Dunbarton logo. The other side here, which coin are you going to put up first, features the Mi Querida. You can see the red, the black, and the blue. They're like Haktua coins from Easy E, 1,000%. That's exactly right. This is going to be a big rug pull for everybody. Dude, I literally told somebody, like, put that down for a second. I literally told somebody that this episode is the only chance that you get to spend listening to me talk for an hour and a half without talking about crypto. Because I'm like super talking about it a lot right now.
And the streak's
and we're over. All right. Anyway, Mi Querida coin. Somebody brings up Haktua coin. How dare you? All right. When I come out with the Cigars Daily cryptocurrency, don't worry. You guys will all know about it. All right. So there's the Mi Querida one. The next one after that, Terrence, put up whatever the next one is. Boop. Stillwell Star. That one's going to be on the way as well. Stillwell Star. Nice. Blue and black came out really nice. I remember them saying like blue and black is a fashion statement nobody should ever make. Okay, there's the Stillwell Star one. The next one is the Sobremesa, which, by the way, super happy that I got this one made with the Sobremesa Solida and the red on there. There it is. Now it shows. Brulee, blue, Solida, and the red all in there. That's a gold coin with a lot of gold embossed. And finally, the one everyone's excited for, and that is Red Meat Lovers. This coin features Steve Saka's one of his newest and most exciting creations out there. And so these 4 coins are going to be something that are going to be out there in the wild that I had so much fun putting together. And just so you guys know, like a part of the reason I'm showing you all of this stuff is because for me, like collectibles are a part of the culture of the cigar world. They're like, they let you show off your pride. They let you show off the value that like you get out of each project from each cigar maker out there. And so I wanted to add to that. And I'm really grateful for Steve Saka letting me contribute by designing these coins. Every one of these coins, and let's flip through these again. I designed these on my computer. I didn't hire like a graphic artist. That's why they just look pretty dang good and not like blow your pants off. Not like you're getting a second circumcision. That's for dang sure. But yeah, these are the ones that I put together. This is my first go at a set of challenge coins. And you guys will learn more about these in the upcoming weeks and months. So stay tuned, Billy.
Do they double as POG coins?
They double as slammers. First of all, yeah, we got to get that right. They're not pogs. They're
Not
slammers.
POGs, they're slammers. Sorry.
Yeah, for sure.
It's been a while.
It has been a while. It's only been like 30 years. So yeah, 30 years since that one. Billy, grab some comments. This one's from Smooth Kenny. I'm obviously a dummy, but what are these for? Listen, this is a generational question, okay? There's just an age you get to where if you reach that age and you're beyond that age, you look at challenge coins and you're like, what in the hell is that? What is it for? There's an age under which you see the challenge coins and you're like, oh, wow. Yeah. The whole collection, please, right now. You know, challenge coins have their purpose. And a big purpose for challenge coins is in the military. Guys in the military collect challenge coins. They do it among their units and troops or however the hell they organize each other. And you go to a bar and the guy who didn't bring his challenge coins got to pay for everybody's drinks. Or the bigger the challenge coin, is that right, Murph? The bigger the challenge coin, like the more, like the larger penile gland there is. What is the most unique or the highest ranking gets to slap that thing out on the table. Collectible challenge coins in the cigar world are something that just shows that you get it. You've got the entire line, you got the entire lineup, and you know what is up. And like right here, John says it's like a toy in a cereal box. And Zilz Daniel says collectible things. Yes. Yeah, for sure. All right. Keep it going, Billy. What else are people saying in the comments?
Practical use.
Ball markers for golf. Ball markers for the bedroom. All right, what is
Sir?
Stop down right.
Excuse me, sir.
Excuse me.
Sir.
What did you just say? What else are people saying, Billy? I don't know how a ball marker would work in the bedroom. You put it on the bed. That's where it was.
They were.
Scott Wolt says, post pictures of cigars with the coin sitting there. Yeah, that's another thing. I didn't get there's a lot of people who post these online. You put your challenge coin out with your King Squatch and your coffee mug and all the cool stuff that you got. And all of a sudden, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. You're like deep knit in the culture. It's a good thing. Chris Krim, can you trade them for Terrence for feet pictures? Terrence, you're going to be the one to speak to this one.
Yes.
How many challenge coins are we talking about here? Like, what do people got to do?
I'll send you a whole album of my feet for one challenge coin.
Dude, I'll tell you this. You could also just challenge them to a game of rock, paper, scissors for the same thing.
Exactly.
Need 0 challenge coins and win. So that's...
I told you I only pick rock.
Steel City Coach says, how do we get these challenge coins? I don't know. You're going to have to learn during the after party. Listen, in a little bit, we're going to go to the after party on the community on Cigars Daily Plus. We're going to continue the show there without the peering eyes of YouTube and Facebook and everybody else telling us what's good and what's bad and what's not. But that's also where you can learn more about the stuff that we got going on. I have got, take a look at it right here. The Monte Cristo 1935 anniversary, a top 25 cigar this year, along with Billy is smoking something. I forgot what you were smoking. Oh,
How could you forget?
How could I forget? Billy, tell everybody what you're smoking, please.
The octopus in English.
In its native tongue, please.
El Pool Po.
There we go.
And Terrence.
Zangotita.
Zingotita.
Yes, sir.
Every time that comes out of your mouth and it's the correct name for it and not what you actually call it, I'm like impressed. I want to be impressed about that. Drop your cigar comments and questions down below. We got a lot more to go through tonight. And I want to take some regular comments, but just so you guys know, these are the collectibles. They're on the way. And what do you got?
Tim, I want to go back into the time machine, the way back time machine. You
Like
ready?
when you mentioned Pogs earlier. Yeah, I'm
a
in.
little bit sooner, but still back in the day.
All right. Tess Keffa says, have you ever thought about blending a coffee to pair with cigars? Not only have I done that, it didn't work. Yeah, I came out with
I'm sorry.
this is the Tess. Thank you for asking about it. Yes, I did that at one point. In fact, a good friend of mine from elementary school who later on grew up to go on to become a doctor of science, who's the smartest person I've ever known in my life, started doing his own coffee roasts. And we did a line of coffee roasts that the coffees were designed to pair with cigars. And that was not popular at all. It's like coffee people have coffee things that they like, and they don't want the cigar content guy to be the one making the coffee.
They were
for
good
them.
coffees.
The coffees were very good. And this was like 5 years ago. Okay. This was back in 2018, 2019
Yeah.
territory that we're talking about.
Yeah. 2019.
Yeah. That was, those were, and you know, people tried the coffee. I just think that coffee is difficult because there's so many options out there.
Oh yeah.
And there are so many people doing it at such an elite level that if you've got top tier coffee or coffee that's priced like a top tier coffee, it's going to be really difficult to distinguish yourself, especially from the guys who super geek out on it. We did it from sort of a scientific standpoint. Raphael Zappian says, I remember those. They were good. That's exactly what they were. All right. And thank you very much, Raphael. I appreciate that a whole lot. Billy, will you take and read a comment there, buddy? Read one for me.
This is going to be for Terrence.
For me, okay.
Domos the Faceless. What is a sixto?
So it is going to be a size. Does Placencia have the trade on that? Do you know?
I doubt anyone else could come out with a six toe
Okay.
at this point.
But it is
tell them
a
about it. Yeah.
6x60 was 6-inch by 60 ring gauge cigar, but it's a hexagonal press. So if you look at the foot, it looks like the thing that UFC fighters fight in, except minus two sides. And then
Very good description of what that shape is.
Exactly. All I'm
Like
saying,
an octagon with two less sides.
y'all thought I was stupid,
Thank
didn't
you.
y'all?
No,
Y'all thought I
I
was
didn't-
stupid, huh?
Now I know you're not stupid, Terrence. I appreciate that. And now we all know we're not stupid. Wonderful. Yep.
I had y'all there in the first half. No, but yeah, no. So it's gonna definitely have a very unique shape when you look at it from the foot, and then at the cap, it's a little bit more on the round side. But I think the way that it's pressed, it doesn't make it feel as big of a cigar. So, but it's also technically their most popular size out of both the natural and the Oscuro, the number one and the number two. But yeah, it's a hexagonal press 6x60. Very unique, very flavorful. Love the cigar.
The interesting thing with Placencia on the six toe, now the six toe is a unique size that, again, they only make in the Alma Fuerte, which is a line of cigars they make in a Maduro and a natural with 10-year aged wrapper on the outside. It's like very special edition cigar. The six toe is normally a 6x60 ring gauge that is pressed in that six-sided shape. The challenge is box pressing a cigar is something you can press it into a squared shape. That works. Pressing it into a six-sided shape, that's a tough recipe. They've got to press the cigars for 6 months to get them to maintain their six-sided shape. So unlike the other Alma Fuertes, which most of them are box pressed. There's also a box pressed Salomon shape.
Generacion 5.
Yeah. Their six toe gets an extra 6 months on it, which is pretty interesting.
Along those same lines.
James Brown says, is there any flavor difference between the box press versus the regular cigar? Yeah, 1,000%. We got Terrence with that one. Hey, if your screen name is Rick James, drop a comment real quick. All right. Yes. Yeah. I mean, there's going to be a flavor difference between a cigar that's round versus a cigar that's box pressed. And the standing story among cigar makers is that when you box press a cigar, and take a look here, you can see that the Monte Cristo 1935 anniversary, this cigar right here is box pressed.
Mhm.
So it's squared. And when you box press these, you have to press them with the wrapper leaf on the cigar versus just pressing the binder and the filler together. And so in order to do that, they have to underfill the cigar. They don't put as much filler on the inside as they would if the cigar was round. When it's round, you're only pressing the binder and filler together. So if you take the same blend and do it box pressed versus doing it round, it does change the actual blend itself, along with the flavor profile, not overwhelmingly dramatically, but certainly enough that you would notice it if you were like really into a cigar and then you got it box pressed, or really into a box pressed cigar, you got it round. There would be a flavor difference enough that you're like, oh yeah, that's something else. So thank you for asking. Okay. Billy, what are people saying in the comments?
This next one is for Allison Swanson.
Oh,
She's in the comments.
She
so
is.
Read it
So-
to her. Read it to her.
Corey BS question: did you smoke in the bedroom?
Oh no.
Allison,
Oh
please answer.
no. Oh no.
So I talked about this only on the after party last week, didn't it? Was it only on the after
No,
party?
you teased it on
Teased it.
the original.
Allison
You
wants
edged
to
it.
smoke a cigar in our bed together, and I am not willing to do that. And she, there it is. The wrench says he sure did not, but I did. What the? What? No way, dude.
All
There's
I'm
no
saying
way you're
is,
doing
if
that.
that ain't product placement for rabbit ears,
That's what. There's no rabbit ear in my house. That's
that
how
you
I
know of.
Maybe she went and bought one.
Listen, this is highly unorthodox and highly like the wrench to be facetious or to joke around, but I'm going to say I think that's not true. I don't think that she did it. Now,
I've never
here's-
heard Allison lie. So
I know I've never heard Allison joke.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to say. Allison wants to smoke a cigar in our room, in our bed together. And for me, there's a standard of separation here.
Oh.
It makes sense. I only did it for like 3 minutes. Oh, like most things that go on in our beds. Self-burn. Oh.
Aw.
Poor Tim.
Dang it. It's going to smell like cigars in my room when I get home tonight. She's telling the
What
truth.
if she already did it? Like last week, she did it.
No, I would have known.
Allison,
dude.
did you do it last week?
I would have known. I lit the cigar and took a couple of puffs off it and then brought it outside.
Which,
that
to be
sounds
fair,
like
you
something
do
else
that
to
all
me.
the time. You walk through your house.
I do. I walk through my house with a cigar. Here's the deal. Sitting in bed and smoking a cigar, to me, like, I know some of you do this. I see some of you guys post pictures and your feet are in the pictures. Terrence can't stand them, but you're like in bed watching Cigars Daily Live, smoking a cigar, and I don't have a problem with that. But like I have places that I smoke cigars and places that I don't. And for me, that creates a healthy separation. Tim, I did that last week. What is this?
Here, their perfect comment. Here you go.
Soiled it.
She soiled the marriage bed.
She soiled the marriage bed. She was unfaithful of the leaf. Oh my God.
I don't know. That sounds pretty devoted to the leaf. That you
Corey
do it
says
in
we
bed.
listen and we judge. What did you say, Terrence? I'm sorry.
I said that sounds pretty faithful to the leaf that you do it in bed. I still wouldn't. I don't like that idea. It makes me feel gross. But
Listen,
yeah,
I got to tell you, I feel really supported by our community here, and I want to thank everybody because I thought for sure there would be a unanimous, like among everybody who views this show, it would be like you like unsubscribe, no more Cigars Daily. Like if you're not willing to smoke a cigar in your bed, how can you even call yourself an aficionado? And I see a lot of people like Squiddy Ink says absolutely no smoking in bed. That's like eating cereal on the toilet.
Okay, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Hey, what's wrong with that?
There's
What's wrong with
nothing
that?
wrong with that.
Hey, sometimes
Hey.
you gotta be hurry up in the morning. Hey,
In with the good, out with the bad. There's nothing wrong. We do that with everything else in our life. There's nothing wrong.
Easy
It's
E
extra
says-
fiber.
Easy E says Tim sits in the corner chair watching Allison smoke cigars in bed. Oh no. All right. Z Hills Daniel says no smoking in the bedroom. I can't believe how many people are like on board with this. Yeah, here we go. Paul M says I shower before getting into bed after a cigar.
Fact.
This is I'm encouraged by the number of people that see the delineating factor
sir.
here. This is sort of like the feet on the furniture thing, except there's a lot more people on my side. And I'm like, I really appreciate that. Thank you, Cigars Daily Nation. I see a lot of these that say no smoking in bed. Your Dirk says new kink. Okay, there we go.
New kink unlocked.
Listen, I do want to say this, and let's dive back into the Cigars Daily Nation pick of the week. I want to cover one more thing. That, by the way, I know that some of you watch this with your wife, and so as we're talking about smoking in the marital bed and the cheating of smoking in the marital bed, which, by the way, Allison, this would be like if I was to watch Blacklist without you, which we both know would be grounds for serious conversation within the sanctity of our marriage. I would never do
gaslighting much.
I would never do something like that. Smoking in the bed. If you gals watching this want to know how to get your man to shower you with gifts, shower you with love, to give you all the accolades in the world, here's a pretty good idea for you. Take a look right here. This one's from Alice B. She says, it pays to smoke with your husband. Thank you, baby. I'm so lucky. Felipe bought me a new car, and we went out to our cigar shop to get a celebratory cigar.
Dang.
She's standing next to what appears to be some sort of this is a SUV of some sort. They all look the same now.
I can't tell if that's a Traverse or
yeah, I was trying to read the door.
Grand Cherokee.
Yeah, Jeremiah's going to come over and look. What is it? Is that a Grand Cherokee? Anyway,
on that one.
She's got a Deadwood girl with no name, and congratulations. If you ladies, if you're watching this, number one, don't smoke in the bed without your husband. That's wrong. That's not okay. Nobody's okay with that. Number two, smoke cigars with them. You might get a new car. You might get lucky. I don't know. I'm just saying anything's possible. There you go. Bam, boom. Keep dropping your cigar comments and questions. We've got time for just a couple more. Billy's going to take and read the next one for us. Dang, bro. Dude, what else is going on in that room? What else is going on in that house? Our dogs live in that house, for the love of God. They sleep in that bedroom.
They
on
probably
that bed.
They got the black lung now.
I bet. They got the black lung, Pop.
Poor Arlo's just like with a little crutch walking around.
Why is Arlo Tiny Tim? That's not the only Tiny Tim in that room now. Heyo.
I gotta say, I'm shocked. I'm shocked that she did that and that she did it without me. Now, I was pretty staunchly against it, but man, that's
So now you just got to watch an episode of the show you guys watched together.
Blacklist.
Yeah.
Right now, our show together is Matlock, the new Matlock with
I didn't even know there was an old one.
With what's her name from Misery? Damn it, it just slipped my mind. I usually know what it is. Kathy Bates. Thank you. I appreciate that. The new Matlock with Kathy Bates. By the way, if you haven't watched it, if you used to grow up watching Matlock, no, it's not Woke Lock. Come on.
Huh.
Kevin B says
more like Whack Lock.
I didn't see any wokeness in the show yet, but I'm only in episode like 3 or 4. Anyway, I've been watching it. The Spicy Wifey says, Billy bought me a new car and cringed at the thought of spending more money and a celebratory cigar. I want one.
We
Is
went
that
out.
your Spicy Wifey?
Yeah, that's my Spicy
I was going to
Wifey.
say, did she change from Michelle to the Spicy Wifey?
No,
that a
that's
Rumble?
her Rumble handle.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's
guess
happening here? Did you buy her a car and then cheap out on getting a celebratory cigar?
100% I did.
Oh,
We went out and bought a new
bro.
car, and she's like, great, let's go out to a local cigar lounge and have a cigar. And I said, absolutely not. We just spent a lot of money
Billion.
on your. I know.
You couldn't
Billy.
even try to compromise.
We have cigars at home.
Okay.
Oh wow,
Okay,
dude!
guys,
Listen, I know
come
this is a lot coming from the guy who is just a don't smoke in bed guy. Like, don't smoke in your marital bed with your wife before or after coitus. But certainly, the get a cigar for your wife after you get a car. That feels like a pretty. Listen, Billy, I want to be on your side for this. CEO Billy wouldn't spring for a cigar. Yeah, I would say so. Julie Floor is on. She says, John Floor, I want a new car 365 days a year with you. All right. Listen, she's putting out and spending the time, right? She's there. She's for it. Okay. Keep dropping your cigar comments. And
You guys are giving me great ideas, by the way. Thank you. Thank you.
That's why Billy's the CEO. Cheap. You cheap bastard, you. All right.
So I'm not gonna get anesthesia.
Dude,
Is
look
that
at
what
this.
I'm understanding.
James Brown is on. James Brown is on. Says Tim is justified. Billy is not. Listen, I didn't think that after the last 4 years we could find more things that would culturally divide us as a people than we had. But we have. We are now divided as a Cigars Daily Nation. I don't like it. My wife is smoking a cigar in my bed at home right now. I'm not okay with it. Okay. I'm sure that's
It was
exactly
last
what's
week.
going
Tim.
on.
It was last week.
She said it was last week, but she didn't say she wasn't doing it right now and watching Blacklist without me. So we don't know the depths of this deception. All I'm saying is go buy your wife a new car if she has cigars with you, and then get her a cigar. All right.
Yeah,
This
Billy.
has gone way off the rails. Z Hills Daniel says, bruh, spend $20 for smokes. You just dropped 25,000 plus bucket.
He's got a point.
Yeah.
But in the moment, if I could go back and redo it, yes, I would have.
Wait, so y'all still didn't smoke the cigar?
Well, we went home and smoked.
Oh, y'all had that stuff before.
All right.
I totally felt like my mom, though, when she was like, can we get McDonald's? No, we got food at home. I felt like that. It happened.
No, man.
Allison says, get your facts straight, sir. And then Lil Spence says, wrench is in the doghouse. She's in the tool shed. She's in the wrench house.
The wrench. That's actually really nice.
All right.
That's
Listen,
really clever, guys. Like, come on, give
that's
Tim his props
not
on that.
bad, right? She's in the tool
That's
shed.
good. That's good. Yeah.
All right, let's go to the after party. We're going to go to the after party. We're going to continue this episode. We're going to do it on the community on Cigars Daily Plus and also on Rumble. More of this episode. You can watch it on Rumble if you have an account and are low-key conspiracy theorist, or you can just go to Cigars Daily Plus, where creating an account is easy and free. It requires like your name, a username, email, and a password. That's basically it. Then you're in, and you can watch this show there privately with us. You can continue to comment on the show. It's going to continue on. Otherwise, stay tuned for another episode next Monday night at 6 o'clock Arizona time, and whatever the hell time it is where you are, because you had to change your clocks, and we didn't. Okay, so literally an hour, like 1 week less 1 hour. Okay, that's how we're going to say it. 6 o'clock Arizona time. See you guys next Monday night for another epic episode, and don't miss out on Daily Con coming up March 29th. Learn more about it on the after party and join us there. Otherwise, we'll see y'all next Monday.
And live your lives.